Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Carey Harris, the CEO of Literacy Pittsburgh. Uh, I'm so excited about this opportunity to talk with you about some of the new projects we're working on and how we can help your clients succeed. Throughout the presentation, please feel free to type your questions in the chat and we'll address them throughout, and we'll have time aside at the end for any additional questions. So I just would like to get started with a little organizational background. Though many of you have been longtime and valued partners, some may not know about our evolution as an organization, particularly within the past 2 years. So Literacy Pittsburgh has been around since 1982. We were initially the Greater Pittsburgh Literacy Council. 2 years ago, we changed our name to Literacy Pittsburgh and adopted a new logo, a brand, and a website. We felt that our image in the community did not really reflect who we are as an organization and where we were headed in the future. Shortly after that, then, I came on board in the fall of 2008, succeeding an executive director who had led the organization for 34 years. I was really impressed with the distinguished background and leadership role the organization had taken in adult education. And I looked forward to really expanding upon that legacy and positioning the organization to be an essential part of the region's landscape. So in the spring of 2019, right after I started, I convened a transition committee of key partners, of funders, and local leaders to help me chart Literacy Pittsburgh's future. The result of those conversations was our Ready and Relevant initiative. It was launched about almost exactly a year ago. Ready and Relevant is really focused on ensuring that everyone in our community can earn a family-sustaining wage. We know the fastest growing careers are middle skills jobs, those that require a high school diploma and some additional education or credential, but not a bachelor's degree. Some examples of those jobs you probably know are things in construction, like an electrician, a dental hygienist, a police officer. We launched Ready and Relevant in one of the tightest labor markets in recent history, when openings for middle skill jobs far exceeded the availability of qualified labor. But even in today's environment, these middle skill jobs have been among the most stable, often providing some essential services. So while we started in the tightest labor market in history, today we are also in a historic situation, almost the other end of the spectrum, where unemployment is reaching unprecedented levels. We've refocused our efforts to helping students be more ready and relevant in a growing economy, to helping scores of unemployed neighbors retrain and reskill to compete for available jobs while facing what, let's be honest, is a very uncertain future. So although the landscape has changed, our core priority has not. We are dedicated to becoming an essential part of Western Pennsylvania's talent development pipeline. And so the shifts we made as part of this priority included the following, right? One of the things we're doing is partnering with workforce development programs and employers to provide instruction in focused skills that are necessary for building careers. So we're teaching math for the building trades, for example, or we're teaching English to environmental service workers at UPMC, or brush up classes to start college for early childhood apprentices. We're also embedding career counseling and planning into our educational delivery model. So right now we're building a pilot with JF and CS to build comprehensive career service program for our students. So it'll kind of be like having a guidance counselor while you're a student at Literacy Pittsburgh, somebody to help you think about your future, map out your plan, and stick with it. We're building some organizational infrastructure necessary to support these shifts. We've invested in new curricula, we've built an integrated data system, and we're investing in some communication and outreach, to name a few. So we had all this great work going, and just like all of you, our world turned upside down in mid-March. All of our instruction is delivered either by volunteer tutors in person or by teachers in small classrooms at our downtown center. And neither could happen in person once the governor issued his stay-at-home order. So, like many, right, we had some initial scrambling. We took the by any means necessary approach to keeping our students engaged. Our teachers got very creative, our tutors got very creative. There were YouTube channels created, virtual story times. We're using Google Classrooms. Tutors and students were meeting over Skype and FaceTime. And so that while that was a good patch, we really did then have to shift to moving to really building an online version of all of our classes and tutoring. And so right now, all of our classes are being delivered synchronously online, and then every version is available online. And many tutors are meeting with students in online platforms as well. So truly, while it's kind of a bumpy road there for a little bit, we are up and running now, and certainly learning really never stopped at Literacy Pittsburgh. So while it never stopped, it did open some new opportunities, and one of those is digital literacy. We knew digital literacy was the next frontier for Literacy Pittsburgh. We just hoped that we were going to be able to be super intentional about it, um, building it into our curricula and really ramping up to it. But COVID made us have to, they say necessity is the mother of invention. We really had to figure out how to get digitally literate and help our students get digitally literate very quickly. So thankfully, we have a generous investment from BNY Mellon Foundation to expand our digital literacy capacity. It includes now lending technology to students and underwriting some broadband access. That limits 2 barriers to virtual learning for many students. So know that students now can borrow technology from us, and we can underwrite some modest broadband. We're also developing bite-sized lessons on digital concepts so students can be comfortable using the technology that we lend them, or just engaging in virtual instruction. In addition to digital literacy, our new curricula includes workplace skills and career readiness, so that students are gaining those foundational skills about how to be a good employee while they're also learning, basic reading, writing, math, and other academic skills. As our partners and colleagues, we hope you agree that these services that we provide can be a critical boost to those left behind and those who have just arrived. That's who we call our students. Because now more than ever, helping adults upskill is going to be essential part of the region's economic recovery. This economic recession is hitting, all economic recessions hit low-skilled workers hard. This one is hitting them the hardest. You might have seen the recent research from the Federal Reserve that has found that low-wage workers have suffered disproportionate and unprecedented job losses since mid-March. 35% decline in low-skilled jobs compared to a 9% decline among high-wage jobs. We also know that the recovery is likely to take significantly longer for the groups that make up the low-wage workforce, especially those 54,000 adults in Allegheny County without a high school credential or adequate English skills. And we know that the high school diploma is really a foundation requirement for any job in the middle skills workforce, but we think it will increasingly be used as a screener for people for even low skilled jobs because the supply is going to exceed the demand. So in this moment, we really want to refocus our efforts on reaching people who can move through our programs pretty quickly and on to their next steps. So of those 54,000 adults without a high school diploma, we estimate that there's probably about 14,000 of them that have at least a 9th grade education and are well positioned to quickly earn a high school equivalency diploma and move on to a job training program or post-secondary education. We hope you're going to help us reach them. That is not to say that we're going to leave behind learners who may need a little more time. We're here for them too, and also hope that you're going to help reach them and send them our way. In today's challenging economic environment, we believe we have a responsibility to reach men and women in our community who need to improve their skills to earn educational credentials so that they can get back on their feet. And that's where you come in. You're in contact with these folks every day who would benefit from our programs. And so we want to tell you a little bit more about what those programs are and how you can refer students and how students can sign up with us. So I'm going to turn it over to Lori Como, our Chief Program Officer, to talk more about the who, what, and the how of Literacy Pittsburgh programs. Lori? You're muted, Lori.
Thanks, Carey. Literacy Pittsburgh has been focusing this past year on building curriculum structure and encourages college and career readiness. From orientation to classwork to post-study, we're supporting students in their post-secondary and career goals. Literacy Pittsburgh's programs focus on the following areas: preparation for high school equivalency, diploma. Usually people think of that as the GED, but in Pennsylvania, you can also take the HiSET exam to get your diploma. We also do math for college or the trades, or just academic brush up in math for whatever goals the student has. We focus on reading skills improvement or writing, skills that people need, again, to get into a better paying job or to get into a training or a post-secondary program. We provide English for non-native speakers. We do a lot of US citizenship preparation. And all of these programs are free to people who live in Allegheny and Beaver counties and want to study with us. Additionally, we have a program of family literacy that we're able to offer to residents of the South Hills of Pittsburgh in Allegheny County. Keeping in mind that there is no charge for these services to our students. All of our services are provided for free. As Carey said, right now, almost all of our teaching and tutoring at Literacy Pittsburgh is happening online, but usually that's in person. Once we are able to go back in person, we will still have some online options available. But right now, we know that technology and online learning may be a challenge for some people. So as Carey mentioned, we can help to have them get access to computers or broadband while helping them to gain the skills and confidence that they need with these platforms to be successful in learning online. And as a other benefit is they'll be able to better help their children who are students and trying to study online as well. Keeping in mind, our students have two options for learning. They can work with one-to-one with a trained volunteer. The tutoring typically happens in a public place in the community. But as I said, right now, most of the tutoring is being done online. Or students can choose to attend classes with a professional teacher. Right now, these are live, synchronous Zoom classes where they will meet with a teacher in real time. Students can count on lots of interaction with their classmates, as well as personal attention from the instructor. We will be able to provide the student with some training before the class starts on how to access the online learning, to get comfortable with the platforms, and then again, we provide them support while they are in the online Zoom classes. Whether students choose to meet with a tutor or enroll in class, they can expect to meet twice a week for about 1.5 to 2 hours each time. We do also expect students to complete some work outside of class. The student's specific class schedule will depend on what skills the person needs to work on and their availability. We do have morning, afternoon, and evening options for students. And many people choose tutoring because it can happen at a time that is convenient for both the tutor and student and might be on a more variable schedule, or just that they cannot access our classes when they're offered. All of our enrollment happens on a rolling basis. So students don't have to wait for the next semester to begin classes. We want to get them enrolled quickly because we know that adults have busy lives, and when they are able to reach out to us for classes, we want to be able to meet them where they are. We do have a few requirements for people to study with us. We are an adult education program, so our students need to be 17 years old or older and legally signed out of school. We do serve foreign-born adults as long as they are not here on an F1 visa, which is those students who come to study at one of the universities on a special type of visa. That's just a small percentage of people who might inquire. However, we can serve, as I said, anyone 17 or older, legally signed out of school, or foreign-born individuals. Our students must be able to commit to a program of study and be able to be an active partner in their learning. Students need to call us themselves directly, as we won't take a third-party referral to get enrolled into the class, but we're happy to share information with others who might want to offer this to one of their participants. The first step in becoming a student is for that adult to call us or register online for new student orientation. Students can sign up at any time at the website www.startclassnow.org. One of our staff will then talk with the student to collect intake information and have the student choose an orientation that they would like to attend. Students have the option of a live virtual orientation, which we hold twice per month, or if that doesn't meet their needs or schedule, they can also access our orientation on demand through a web portal. And again, we would give training and information on how to access this. In the orientation, our students find out what they can expect in our program, the services that we offer, and the requirements to participate. After orientation, we will schedule a test for the student to find out exactly what skills they need to work on and what their goals are. We don't waste time in classes that they don't need. As I said, we will ask them about their goals. Our programs are very focused on student goals, personal, professional. Personal meaning around their learning. Whether that is to earn a high school equivalency diploma, brush up on math, reading, or writing skills for a trade school entrance exam, or to get into post-secondary, or to do better in their job, or to learn English for improved job prospects and to communicate better with their child's school, and just to be more active in the community. From there, we'll put together a plan of action for each student. They'll need to decide whether they want to work with a volunteer tutor or enroll in class. If a student chooses tutoring, they'll be sent to a program coordinator who covers a geographical area that they live in, and they will be matched with a volunteer tutor. Keeping in mind that sometimes there is a wait for a tutor depending on the availability and the times. We need to make a match between the tutor and student schedule. Or they will be introduced to one of our paid professional teachers to work in a classroom setting. There usually is little wait to get into a class. So oftentimes students prefer to start right away with a teacher if they can. For students who need to get their high school equivalency diploma, we'll help them get ready to take their GED test or HiSET test. Again, these are the two tests approved in the state of Pennsylvania. Both have recently started offering online testing that students can do from home. Students studying with us can also apply for one of Literacy Pittsburgh's scholarships, which will help them to pay for the test if they have a financial difficulty to do so. Many times people reach out to us because they have clients who have lost their transcript or diploma, and they need that for a job or to get into post-secondary or training programs. If you have a client who needs to get access to their transcript or diploma, the state of Pennsylvania uses a service called diplomasender.com for people to be able to request those transcripts. Again, it's diplomasender.com, and I believe there's a nominal fee to get that. It's around $15. In addition to our class choices, Literacy Pittsburgh also has a family literacy program that we operate in the South Hills of Pittsburgh. Family literacy provides an opportunity for a parent or guardian to study English or work on their high school equivalency while their child participates in early childhood education. The parent also learns skills related to their child's educational development, and the adult and child participate together in interactive literacy activities where they work on skills learned in their classrooms. Family literacy is a little more of an intense program that meets about 10 hours per week. If you have any clients or know of people whom that might be appealing to, you can again reach out to us and we will connect you with Caitlin, our program manager there. No matter which program a student enrolls in, one of the most frequently asked questions we get is, how long will this take? We know adults are very busy and they're trying to fit education into their lives. And they typically have goals that they want to achieve. Although we can't give a very specific answer because the time the students spend in Literacy Pittsburgh will depend on their abilities, their entering point, their goals, and how much time they can dedicate to classwork. We do let the student know once we've met with them and worked through the enrollment process as to how long it might take. If you have an adult who you think might benefit from our program, you can directly refer them to our website, startclassnow.org, and they can get this information and sign up for orientation. And then one of our staff will reach out to them to talk to them and answer any of the questions that they might have. I did mention that we have a volunteer training program as well, where students can meet with a tutor. So we're always training volunteers, and we're always recruiting volunteers to work virtually or in person when we're allowed again. Training for this is virtual and asynchronous classes. If you know anyone who might want to volunteer to help people, their community members, please let us know, because that is always an ongoing need. In addition to all these core programs that I've just mentioned to you, there are other ways that we can work together. As Carey said, Literacy Pittsburgh partners with a variety of organizations in mutually beneficial ways to help clients and potential students to gain academic skills that they need to succeed in their career paths that pay family sustaining wages. A few of these examples are: we're partnering with APRI, the Builders Guild, and Community Kitchen to provide math education to their participants in their programs to help them earn the credentials that they need to work in trades, unions, culinary fields, other types of industries. But we're always open to new partners who are working with students to get them into careers, again, that pay family sustaining wages. We're partnering with the Early Childhood Apprenticeship Program to help workers earn credentials to enter college and advance in their careers in that space. And again, we're a partner in the CareerLink system and provide brush-up classes and high school equivalency for job seekers who are CareerLink customers. We also partner with other, sometimes employers and organizations, who can help us to push in services that help our students to gain a broader access to what careers, training, and opportunities are available. Carey said that we work with JFCS to offer various programs that provide those types of career guidance, counseling types of services to our students. We work together to offer immigrants an opportunity to learn English and workplace skills in our immigrant workforce programs, which help to leverage immigrants' professional experiences from their country to enter career pathways in the United States that might mirror the types of work that they did in their country. And we also work with all of these partners to provide, again, opportunities for our students to learn about the careers and occupations that are available in the Pittsburgh region that pay family sustaining wages. If you're interested in learning more about our partnership opportunities, please let me know, and we can hold an information session about ways that we can partner, or you can reach out to me for specific questions that you might have. Something else that we offer and have been offering for years that many people did not know that we do is our employer services program. This is where we work with an employer to provide a contract with them to build a customized program for current employees of their company to work on targeted skills in a fee-for-service customized training program. We've done work with companies in hospitality, light manufacturing, and healthcare. And as Carey mentioned, an example of this is right now we're teaching English to environmental services workers at UPMC. If you know of a company who is looking for a way to upskill their employees for better customer service, safety issues, job retention and advancement, and communication, Literacy Pittsburgh can provide this service. I'm always open to talking to any of you about ways that we can partner or ideas that you have or would like to explore. So please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is lcomo@literacypittsburgh.org, or you can reach me at 412-393-7640.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lori. A couple of the questions we want to address that came up in the chat. Somebody asked, is there a wait for GED prep services right now? And the answer is it depends. If you are able to study virtually, so you have a computer and broadband access, we can get you started right away. If you need to borrow technology from us, we can probably get you started fairly soon, but it just takes a little longer to get set up. So definitely have any students like that reach out to us, and go to startclassnow.org, and we're happy to help. Other question that came up was about technology lending and did we have equipment to lend? And just again, the answer to that is yes. We are able to loan students Chromebooks, and we have a little bit of resource to support some broadband internet access. So please send them our way if you have students that want to get a GED or just brush up their skills, and they need some support with technology. We can do that. All right, I think that's just about it for questions. So not seeing any more, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Again, if you have potential clients who are interested, the first step is to send them to startclassnow.org to sign up for orientation. If you're interested in partnering in a more specific way, please email Lori. And again, her email address is lcomo@literacypittsburgh.org. Thanks again, everybody, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.